Welcome to the Habit Chess Podcast. My name is Misbah Hawk, and on this show, I like to talk about training the strength and conditioning of skills so you can make moves when they matter most. And in today's episode, I wanted to cover the skills that AI can't train for you because, of course, there's a lot of talk around all of the skills that AI is coming for. But I wanted to point out how there are a couple things that are pretty timeless, and Naval Ravikant is somebody who is smart enough to have pointed this out years ago, where there are three things that cannot be bought, they must be earned. And that is a fit body, a calm mind, and a house full of love. And if you think about it, all of the things that are coming out as solutions with AI assisted, AI enabled, they are things that have to be purchased, right? They have to be bought. And of course, you have the things where AI is going to be infused into it, similar to the iPhone, right? And how it has this like open AI connection with it now. So, of course, you have that. But most of the time, if we're looking at these solutions, they're entirely about things that you can buy your way out of or into. So, if you think about needing a diagnosis, AI might speed up your medical analysis. If you want better safety, AI will power smarter security systems. If you need to write better or organize your thoughts, AI will craft your emails. These are all problems that fundamentally can be solved with enough money and the right technology. And AI is, of course, becoming the ultimate force multiplier for purchased solutions. The things that are going to be free are typically infused in the products we're going to be buying. For example, your iPhone is connected with OpenAI, right? There's going to be tons and tons of everyday products probably, right? Your washing machine, your dishwasher, your security systems, all these things that have it infused into it, right? But what's really interesting to see is this report that Harvard released around the use cases of AI, and they put together the list from 2024 and 2025, at least in the graphic that I saw. And number one, what's really interesting is number one in 2024 was around idea generation, which makes sense, right? People were maybe using it to think of social posts and come up with things for their marketing and just see what ChatGPT could do, see what these LLMs could do, what they were capable of. And the number one use case in 2025 is actually therapy / companionship. And I think that this is absolutely fascinating because, of course, as you go down the list, there are multiple things. There are, of course, new categories or new use cases that weren't present in the year before. But a lot of them are actually focusing on trying to solve some of these things that I just mentioned above. So a fit body, a calm mind, or having love in your life. And being able to see through that is something that I think is helpful. It'll help you make a more informed decision because it's not to say that they're not coming, right? And you're not going to see AI companions and things like that. But these three things have stayed sacred for thousands of years. And I think it's cool to see that AI is going to be helping to tackle some of these problems because there's, of course, a level of accessibility that will improve. So instead of needing a $300 gym membership to get access to the same knowledge or the same room, it's similar to what the internet did with, let's say, being at Harvard or being at MIT. There's lectures that you can access on YouTube that is essentially the same information. And that was previously something that was not accessible at a certain point. You could only access it on site in those rooms when they were happening. So there is this level of mass accessibility that becomes available, and the cost comes down for consuming these things, right? So instead of needing that gym membership for hundreds of dollars just to get access to maybe the workouts, guess what? The workouts are something that you can probably figure out on your own, or a good LLM might be able to come up with that for you. But notice that now that gym membership becomes a choice, right? It's not just this gatekeeping mechanism for the workouts. It becomes this choice of, okay, do I want more than what just workouts, right? Do I want a community? Do I want to be working out with other people? Do I want to do classes? Do I want just a space outside of my home that I can go to and execute these workouts from ChatGPT maybe, right? It opens up different avenues for the everyday person to take advantage of this information. And so I'm not denying that. I know that is going to be there, but there's still this level of effort that it can't put in for you, right? Your presence, your commitment, your personal effort. It's like you could hire the world's best trainer, but they can't really do your burpees for you. You can download every meditation app, but it can't quiet your mind. You can buy the most beautiful home, but it won't be filled with love without your investment in relationships. And so I think there's going to be this like emptiness at the end of many of these solutions. And I think there will, of course, be a percentage of folks that are really helped and impacted by it in a positive way. But I do think that partly that's because it speeds up and bypasses any struggle that is required with getting these three things, which is why Naval said they have to be earned, right? They can't be bought. And so one of the things is en route to these pursuits, you're going to notice that there are so many sub skills that you have to build along the way. So when you are trying to build a fit body, guess what? There's discipline involved, right? There's delayed gratification. There's all these soft skills that are involved in each of these pursuits. And the bright side is even if it doesn't carry over into other things, you've still won if you have these three things, right? And if you're able to hold on to them. And if you are able to context map this into other areas, other fields of play for you, guess what? That's amazing. And coming back to this supply and demand of being human, where as there is more AI, genuine humanity becomes rare. And we can look at customer service for this exact example, where everyone used automated phone systems, reaching a real human became precious. It was like, oh my gosh, get me to an agent now. And we would literally wait on hold for 30 minutes just to talk to a person who might actually understand us or our situation. And this pattern is accelerating everywhere, right? AI can write thank you emails, but a handwritten card is something that can move somebody to tears, right? AI can generate a workout plan, but having a human coach can guilt you into showing up. AI can simulate conversation, but theirs is still this authentic human connection and community that is irreplaceable. As the supply of AI interactions becomes infinite, the demand for genuine human experiences is going to skyrocket. So your handwritten thank you card becomes more valuable when everyone else is using their AI agent to talk to your AI agent. So we're headed in this very unique place where the economics are shifting, where a world that is going to be flooded with artificial is where it makes room for authentic to become the new luxury. Now, of course, I mentioned that there are a list of skills. You'll notice that the soft skills that come from going after the fit body, the calm mind, and the house full of love are things that cannot be downloaded, delegated, or automated. Only small percentages of it might be, but most of it is going to be developed through practice, failure, and growth, which are the messy and human processes of coming. Now, this brings us to the real opportunity, right? Because as AI is going to handle more of what can be bought, it actually amplifies the value of what can be earned. And so in a world where anyone can have AI write their emails, the value of some of the other things that it can't yet do for you is going to go up. And this reminds me of, okay, there's infinite plans out there. There's free workouts everywhere, all over Google, all over Instagram, YouTube. The person who actually follows through with even one of those is the one who actually wins. What's also crazy is those of us who will neglect these fundamentals are not really risking being left behind by technology or anything. It's really by our own neglect of what makes us human, because it's going to get noisier. If we thought the internet was noisy, the 1.0 and 2.0, this next era is about to be even wilder because the volume has just gone up in terms of what can be produced per minute, per day. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how that affects our attention. So anyway, while everyone debates what AI will replace, you can focus on what it can't. Moving your body until it's strong, training your mind until it's peaceful, and investing in relationships until they're loving. These remain your exclusive territory, your most valuable skills, and your competitive advantage in an increasingly automated world. I appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for listening, and I will see you on the next one.